Hey everyone, Caesar here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to talk about living to 100. And this is from a book called Reinventing Yourself by Stephen Chandler. Stephen Chandler is a known coach, consultant in the consulting space, and he has very wise things to say. And he's written a bunch of books. One of the books is Reinventing Yourself, and this comes from that one book. I'm actually reading it from my Kindle here. Uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this. It's a very short chapter and talk about what he means by this. And so, without further ado, How to Live to Be 100. Something weird was happening at the convent. The nuns were living longer than they were supposed to, much longer. The average death for women was in the mid 70s, but the nuns at the convent were living at an average of 20 years longer than that. Some were in their hundreds. The convent housed the Sisters of Notre Dame in, I'm going to butcher this, Mankato, Minnesota, and brain researchers from UCLA believe that the nuns had discovered a major secret of long life: the exercise of the human brain. The Mother Superior in the convent long believed that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. I'm going to repeat that. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And just going to cut for a second here. Whether you believe in that or not, I think it's a very powerful quote or saying, because if we sit idle, we're watching TV, we're not really thinking. I think that's when we start developing in an older age, like Alzheimer's and these kind of mental issues. And whatever happens to the mind, I believe, transfers into the body, so we can become more lethargic, less active. And then there are additional problems, like physical problems, like you literally can't do certain things because of that. All right, back to this. They played mind games such as chess, checkers, and Scrabble. I'm going to cut again. I apologize. But that's why, like with my kids, what I'm doing is I'm kind of giving them puzzles, ongoing basis, and things that are at first might be frustrating, but then are something that they look forward to, that become fun. They held seminars and workshops. They wrote to their representatives in Congress. They stayed mentally active and actually increased their brain activity as they grew in years. The result was that they didn't die, they lived. Now, this is important. Something happens when the brain takes on challenges. Something beneficial happens to the human being when our brain enjoys and works on problems. The problem solving brain grows dendrites, those branches between cells, and the increase in dendritic growth has been linked by researchers at UCLA to increase in healthy active years on the planet. When the brain is up to something, the body stays alive. When the brain jumps on a problem, the body adds life. This is why elderly people die so soon. After a spouse dies, the other spouse, more often than not, was the sole source of intellectual stimulation, the sole source of problems. Okay? That's the key. That's what he's talking about. Problems. We need problems to solve. So, what we used to think of as problems with a spouse, we now know was giving us life. All problems, providing that they are embraced, are a huge gift. Why victims die an early death. The irony in this for the victim is that the victim tries to enhance his life by avoiding problems. Even though problem solving looks like it is the source of a long and happy life, victims spend their days trying to find a hassle free existence. They want security above all things. They want a comfortable life. They don't want to have to think about it. They especially want to have an easy time of it intellectually. Many victims say, upon leaving high school or college or whatever the last level of education, think, I'm never going to open another book in my life. They slam their books down, and with a wicked gleam in their eyes, they set out for a life of mindless effort. They've had it with a challenging life. They just want to watch TV for the rest of their lives, let their favorite football team live for them, and the cast of Seinfeld come up with a clever solution to their life's problems for them. Let the news talk show hosts, in their sophisticated, cynical way, explain why nothing they do makes a difference anyway. The things that victims avoid, the most problems, are the very things that would give them even more life if they learn to engage, if they learn to enjoy. I'm going to stop right there. It goes on and on about the same thing over and over, but the bottom line here is Stephen is talking about problem solving, and problem solving is actually what gives us life. And I think it's a powerful way of thinking and reframing our situations. So if we're having some kind of issue, if we're experiencing any sort of roadblock that may seem like a major thing to overcome or get past, just remember that having problems is kind of the universe's way of telling you, like, hey, all right, here is a problem that you must solve. You get past this. Imagine getting past a massive issue, and once you're past it, like, imagine how proud of yourself you are. Imagine how happy you are for accomplishing that goal. And that's the moral of this story. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. What are the issues that you're having? I mean, leave it a comment. I'll make sure to reply and see how I can help. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.